welcome back to my channel. I today wanted to share what I wish people knew about Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome comes with a lot of issues involved. It comes with a lot of complications, a lot of possible complications, a lot of medical needs, and it can all feel really overwhelming. But what I wish people knew about Turner syndrome is that it still is a great life. Having Turner syndrome has not ruined my life. It's complicated it in ways, for sure. It's made it emotionally complicated in a lot of ways, for sure. But it hasn't ruined my life. I think when you first get the diagnosis of Turner syndrome, usually you've never heard of it before, and that's the first time you're even hearing those words. And it's really scary having a medical thing happen that you know nothing about. It's not like when you go to the ER or urgent care or something for a broken arm. You know what that is. You don't know, usually, what Turner syndrome is until you hear those words in a doctor's office. And especially for me, I know the unknown is always the scariest. I can deal with anything that I know is coming. It's what I don't know that has me the most nervous. And I really wish people knew that Turner syndrome does not need to be something you fear. It doesn't have to be something that ruins everything. There will be a time period where you're trying to figure out what's going on, and so it feels like it's taking over your life. And yes, there is very rarely a long time period where I go without being at least some level of consciously aware of my Turner syndrome. Like, there's some way I'm reminded every day of my life because it's a part of me, right? Like, I can see something in me and go, oh, yeah, that's there. But that doesn't mean it's ruined it. And the more I hear their stories, the more I feel so passionately about everybody needing to hear that. And that I wish that parents just getting this diagnosis for their daughter, or the girl or young woman just getting this diagnosis, knew that already when they get the diagnosis. Because maybe they could be less afraid. Maybe it wouldn't have to be this moment of terror, thinking the world is ending. For parents who get this while they're still pregnant, usually this comes with we don't know if your baby's going to make it. In fact, the likelihood we're giving you that she's not is really high. And that's terrifying. And yes, there's a lot that you have to deal with, and you have to do, and you have to figure out and think about. But it's not an absolute end of the story. Not only is it not an absolute end of the story, as in that's not a guaranteed death sentence, the doctor can't predict the future. They can tell you what's going on, and they can tell you their prognosis and what they expect to happen. But they cannot guarantee you what will happen. That's not a thing they can do. So you have to keep perspective. Could it end that way? Yes. Unfortunately, and very sadly and tragically, that is a possible outcome. And I don't want to downplay that or make it seem like I'm moving that to the side and just trying to ignore it. I am fully aware. It is a miracle that those of us that survived. My name is Brooke, and I have Turner syndrome.
Turner syndrome is the result of missing either an X or Y chromosome.
I was diagnosed with Turner syndrome at about age 13. As far as symptoms or health complications, I'm very lucky.
My Turner syndrome story started like when I was 5 years old.
So I was 7, and I was diagnosed in Houston, Texas.
I was diagnosed with Turner syndrome upon my birth in April of '94.
I was diagnosed when I was 2.5 in June of 2002.
I was diagnosed with mosaic Turners when I was 12.
I was eventually diagnosed with premature ovarian failure. I'm fully aware of that. But at the same time, the doctors didn't think what happened was even possible. And just that alone is encouragement that you don't know how the story ends until you get to the end of the story. There is no world in which the doctors that talked to my parents while my mom was pregnant with me thought I would ever have the opportunity to not only be alive at 34 years old, but have gone through college, gotten a bachelor's and master's degree, gotten married, had 2 kids. There's no world in which they thought that was a possibility for me. But here I am. And again, I don't say that to make light of the very real risks and danger that's there. I say that to hopefully give some perspective to focus on what's actually going on right then. I could sit and think for hours, days, about all of the different heart problems I could develop still, even at 34 years old, that have not popped up for me now, but are still possible to happen at some point, that I need to be careful of and aware of and stay on top of. But if I sit there and stew in it, all that's doing is stealing the beauty that is happening right now. And taking me out of keeping perspective and reality on what's happening right now. And so from all of my experiences, what I really wish people knew about Turner syndrome is that it can be really beautiful. It makes us short and funny, and it makes us really strong because we've already gone through so much and we fight through so much. And that's not a bad thing. I would not be who I am today if I didn't have Turner syndrome. While it does not define me, it is a part of me. It has shaped and influenced who I am through my experiences, through all the struggles I've gone through everything I have to deal with, things that I have to worry and think about that the average person who doesn't have Turner syndrome doesn't have to worry about. That's just the reality for me and for so many others who have this condition. But I can tell you, every single Turner syndrome girl and woman I've spoken to has been so strong because of what she's gone through. And that is a beautiful thing to acknowledge. So, I hope that was encouraging. If you feel like others need to hear this, I would so love if you would share it. And if you would like to share your own message of what you wish people knew about Turner syndrome, leave it in the comments below and I would love to see them and maybe share them on a future podcast or video. I'm so grateful to be able to live the life that I live. And I hope this message can help others who are feeling discouraged feel a little bit of hope. Talk to you guys next time. Bye. This episode of Butterfly Entertainment TV is a Butterfly Entertainment production. You can keep up with all of our podcasts, YouTube videos, films, and other projects on our Instagram page. We are at Butterfly Entertainment Group. Thanks for watching.